Welcome to Skotta. Today we're gonna talk about my top 5 picks for a winter expedition trip. It's gonna be more than 5 items, but I'm still gonna call it top 5 picks. So me and my friends just recently did a trip where we skied all through Sarek with sleds and everything, and these are some of the items that we brought. So first off, we have gloves. First on the list is merino wool liners from Hestra. This is going to be the first base layer glove-wise, so you don't expose skin. It's also a good idea to take them on the right glove. This is going to be the base, so you won't expose the skin, as I said before, with cold and stuff like that. But they're too thin to use as a work glove. They won't last that long, but they'll keep you warm. So you need a good pair of work gloves. These are also from Hestra. They're called white kayamas. They're made out of goat leather and they have a wool pile inside. So these two in combination will be the things I use most during the day. If I'm holding my ski poles or I want to fix something with the sled or set up a tent or whatever, I have enough contact with the fingers to use these as a combination. If it gets colder, I'd go to my last pair of gloves, and these are the Hestra Army Leather Heliski Mitt. They are super warm and nice, and I'll put these on when it gets really cold. That's why I've chosen to have a mitten and not a 5-finger, because when the fingers are all together, they'll keep warm together like a pack. You also have straps here, so they'll be there properly on. You also have cuffs if you want them on your wrists at all times. I always have these close by, maybe hanging just on the neck, so I can put them on when I get really cold, warm up a little bit, and then change to the work glove. So that's the gloves. Next up, we have the kitchen. You gotta have a good kitchen when you're out. It's gotta be reliable, and you really gotta depend on it, because you'll melt a lot of snow, and that's for hydration or for water, and you're gonna cook food, so you'll fuel up a lot because you burn a lot of calories when you're out. So I've chosen the Primus kitchen. This is the Omni-Fuel titanium version. It's really lightweight and small, but it does the job. You can also run it on whatever fuel you want. I've chosen to run it on benzene when we're out on trips, because it will go down to, there's no limit, I think -1 when you can use it. That's why I'm not using gas. Gas usually can only go down to -25 Celsius, so that's why we use benzene. Plus I'd say it's better for the efficiency, and you won't waste so much fuel. The down part of having a multi-fuel kitchen is there's a little bit more work on it, but when you know how to do it, it's definitely a must-have. And then we have, on a little side note, we have the original candle lantern. This is really cozy to have when you're inside. It's kind of like having a little campfire in your tent. There is some functionality behind it too though. It gives light, gives warmth, and it also takes out some of the condensation in the tent. And it's extra cozy, and it feels like you're on a ship when it's moving like this, when there's a lot of wind outside, and that's just an extra plus. So, super nice thing to have. Then we have a shovel from Black Diamond. This is a must-have when you're out on winter trips. You need it to dig down your tent when the weather is really bad, or if you want to build a wind wall, for example. So it stops the wind to get blowing all through the tent. You also need this when you've had so much good food on the trip and it's time to go to the bathroom. You gotta hide whatever things that came out. So then you have the shovel for that. It's a basic shovel, but it does the job. It doesn't have to be anything else than that. Just a shovel. So now we have some of the bigger items. We have a down jacket. This is the Exo jacket from the brand Mountain Equipment. It weighs 750 grams and it packs 800 Qin or 800 fill power. This is a size large and it fits me real well. It also has a membrane, a Vortex Infinimum membrane, so it'll stop a lot of wind, so you don't really need to have a shell jacket underneath. has a two-way zipper, which is really good if you want to open up for ventilation because it's a really warm jacket. It has a little storage pocket here, and there's a little bag. You can pack it down, which is good, otherwise it takes a lot of room. Inside the jacket you have two pockets here where you can store a beanie or some of the gloves or power banks or whatever you need to keep warm close to the body. It's a little bit longer in the back, which is nice to keep the butt warm. It has a really nice hood, so once you're in here you feel super safe, and it's packed with a lot of down, so it's a good fluffy jacket and it will keep you warm through the worst of storms. Highly recommend, so thank you very much for that, Mountain Equipment. And then last but not least, we have the main course, or the sleeping bag, as I would say. This is also from Mountain Equipment. This is a Glacier 1000. Packs 700 QN or 700 fill power. Weighs 1,590 grams. And this is going to be your home, your base, your everything. If you get really cold, just make sure to jump in the sleeping bag and you'll get warm. It has comfort, I think it's minus 11 degrees, but I'd say a good night's sleep is minus 19. It has a nice zipper here on the side. It has baffles in here so you can really get snug and close it down. And this is the longer version. You could sleep both on the side and straight if you want, because it's not too tight, it's just tight enough. So yeah, that's everything for what we had. So make sure to follow, subscribe, keep the channel going, and last but not least, gott skott!